Okay, so just continuing with Captain Dobbin. So we've talked about his characterization and some of the background. I don't want to go into it too much because it's such a long poem, and comparing him to Odysseus on his own odysseys, his lonely travels, his trading days, so kind of his glory days, and maybe this idea that we all have labours and things that we do that are part of our own journey. And we kind of are, and he continues on with characterizing that journey as being exotic and heroic. Sails bleached with light, salt in the eyes, bamboos and Tahiti oranges. So there's kind of this, exotic day, one founded day from a forgotten month, a year sucked quietly from the blood. Dead with the rest, remembered by no more than a scratch on a dry chart. So this sense that, time, you can't really capture the kind of the taste of it. Once it's gone, it's gone. The laburnum berries manifestly tossed beyond the window, not the fabulous leaves. And it keeps coming back to this metaphor of the window and this idea of, he talks about journals and ledgers and souvenirs, but you can't get back to the real thing. And he even references Cook here. For Cook he worshipped that captain with the sad and fine white face who never lost a man or flinched in peril, and of Bougainville he spoke with a graceful courtesy as rival to whom the honours of the hunting field must be accorded. So it's this kind of thing of great, we all have great dreams. He aspires to be like these magnificent mentors that he follows, but that eventually they all equally come to nothing. And despite being these great figures on the hunting field of life, they will also become dead and basically die. Just want to draw your attention to this line here. When the return grew too choking bittersweet, and that idea of the bittersweetness of having this incredible life and enjoying it so much, and then it basically being over, being sucked away. We come back to the final bit, this openly calling him a fool of fortune, blown to a sailor's abbey by chance winds and blindfold currents, who slept in a fine cabin. So, at the end of it all, he's blindfolded. He's in this state of unknowingness, which it's been in other lesser poems where it's that no one really knows the way that life is going to take you. And this kind of idea of being on a sea journey is itself an extended metaphor for living your life. Blundered through 5 degrees of latitude, was bullied by mutineers 100 more, and woke and found himself across the world. And that none of us is all out of our control. We're all fools of fortune. They've put here that he rejects the fine, soft gentlemen who don't be hard leaders and act for their men and become. So he admired those people. We come back to this idea of coldly in the window, like fog, this age-damaged glass. His body is kind of like bony with mist at the little harbour that he's got, and it crawls into not knowing where it's going, pushed its drowned soldiers against the wheel. So it's all coming to an end. Flowers rocked far down. Everything gets buried. The memories, white dead bodies, and so it's dissolving into this free verse, figurative language, that's very colourful, but trying to bring this kind of gruesomeness of death, everything being swallowed up, the marshes. It talks about bells, which we know is often used to indicate the passing of time, but has been associated with movement towards death in other poems. these memories, familiar place, which goes on and on. This work. I'm not sure what I meant when I wrote that, but just that he's basically going on. All he's got left is his memories. This kind of little cemetery of sweet essences, and maybe that's all we do have at the end. Which is a sort of a sad, sentimental, maybe elegiac sort of quality to end the poem on.